Hi, everyone. We're glad you are able to join us tonight on this somewhat blustery evening for our virtual neighborhood project information meeting for the Oakwood Drive Bridge Replacement project. I'm Tony Fabrizio with Pinellas County Communications, and I'll be your moderator. This meeting is being recorded and will be made available on the project website within a few days. Now, let me give you a quick overview of how the meeting is going to go. You're first going to hear some brief opening comments from Mona Gabriel, our Public Works Capital Improvements Division Director. Then Marlon Register, our Consultant Project Manager, and Wes Merritt, our Construction Manager, will give a presentation that will describe the project. Then we'll introduce our expert panel and take your questions and comments. At this time, I'm pleased to introduce Mona Gabriel. Hi, Mona.
Thank you, Tony. Good evening, everyone. We're pleased to be able to bring you this overview of the Oakwood Drive Bridge Replacement project in Harbor Bluffs and have a chance to answer your questions. This bridge was constructed in 1958 and has gone through multiple repairs. However, these repairs are nearing their service life, and at this time, replacement of the structure is the most cost-effective option. Tonight, we're going to talk about the enhancements the new bridge will bring, how long construction will take, and how you will access your home during construction if you live on the island. After this meeting, we'll keep you updated about our progress on the project website, which is pinellescounty.org/Oakwood Drive Bridge, and through the Nextdoor app. For those of you who would like to receive real-time advisories about construction and traffic impacts, you can opt in by texting OWBR to 888777. Again, that's OWBR to 888777. Thank you again for joining us tonight, and I'll turn it back to Tony. Tony?
Thanks, Mona. And we'll put up a slide later that has that information about how to opt in for the Nixel Alerts and also the project website. We're now going to move into the presentation phase of the meeting. There are two sections to the presentation, and Marlon Register will get us started. Marlon, you can turn on your camera, and I'll turn the mic over to you.
Welcome to our virtual neighborhood public information meeting for the Oakwood Drive Bridge Replacement project. My name is Marlon Register, and I'm the engineer of record for the project. The existing Oakwood Drive Bridge is a single-span bridge over Stephanie's Channel. The existing bridge has two 11-foot lanes with no shoulders. There is an existing 2.5-foot wide sidewalk on the south side of the bridge. The approaches to the bridge will not change from the existing. The roadway will continue to consist of two 10-foot lanes with concrete gutters for drainage. The construction limits, as shown in the shaded area, will extend from approximately 174 feet west of the existing bridge to the east side of Harbor View Lane. Along with the bridge replacement, the work will include milling and resurfacing of the roadway, replacement of the concrete curb, construction of driveway apron for those driveways impacted by construction, replacement of stormwater pipes, and new guardrail installations on the east side end of the bridge. Construction of the new bridge will require temporary and permanent relocation of the water, sanitary, sewer, and gas lines. This work will be coordinated with the utility owners and performed during construction. The new Oakwood Drive Bridge will be wider than the existing bridge. The new bridge will have two 10-foot travel lanes, a 1-foot 4-inch shoulder on the north side, and a 1-foot shoulder on the south. A 7-foot 6-inch sidewalk will be included on the south side of the new bridge. The bridge low member elevation will be raised by approximately 2 inches, providing a clearance of 3 feet 6 inches underneath the bridge. In the first phase of construction, temporary barriers are placed closing the southern half of the bridge. Two-way traffic with one direction crossing at a time will be used in conjunction with temporary signals at each end of the bridge. During this phase, the southern portion of the existing bridge is removed and a little over 15 feet of the new bridge is constructed. Prior to beginning phase 1 bridge construction, the contractor will install all roadwork signs, install concrete traffic barriers along the bridge, and install the temporary traffic signals on each bridge approach as shown in the picture. When the traffic shift is implemented, eastbound and westbound traffic will alternate crossing the bridge using the one lane and will be controlled by the traffic signals. During this phase, pedestrians will be restricted from using the bridge. In the second phase of construction, the two-way traffic with one direction crossing at a time, is moved onto the southern portion of the new bridge constructed in phase 1. Once traffic has been shifted, the remaining portion of the existing bridge will be removed, and then the northern side of the new bridge will be built. At the end of phase 2, most of the bridge construction will be complete. For the second phase of the bridge construction, traffic and access to driveways on the south side of the roadway will be maintained using temporary pavement as shown in blue, while the north half of the bridge is constructed. Similar to the previous phase, pedestrians will be restricted from using the bridge. In the third phase of construction, traffic will be shifted back to the north side of the newly reconstructed bridge and roadway approaches so the sidewalk can be constructed on the south side. For the third phase of construction, the north side of the bridge will once again carry only two-way traffic with one direction crossing at a time. Pedestrians will be restricted from using the bridge until the sidewalk construction is complete, the temporary barrier is removed, and traffic is placed in its final configuration. There is an existing water line that runs across the south side of the existing bridge. This service will be maintained with a temporary pipe to be placed on the north side of the bridge during phase 1 of construction before being moved to its permanent location along the south side of the new bridge. The existing sanitary sewer pipe running along the north side of the bridge will be temporarily relocated to the south side during phase 2 of construction. After completion of phase 2, the sanitary sewer will be moved to its permanent location along the north side of the new bridge. There will be no service disruptions to the sanitary service and only short nighttime disruptions to the water service to connect the new water lines. The overhead utilities will be moved out of the way of the bridge construction as construction progresses. And with that, I would like to turn it over to Wesley Merritt, who will be managing the construction.
Hello, everyone. I am Wesley Merritt with the Construction Management Division of Pinellas County Public Works. I am the construction project coordinator and will be working closely with the contractor American Empire Builders. I'm going to talk to you briefly about the construction schedule and some of the inconveniences we will need to get through while the new bridge is being constructed. Next slide. The community impacts fall into 4 main categories: the traffic, canal navigation, water service, and construction noise. I would like to be able to tell you exactly when every step will occur, but there are many variables in a project like this that can affect the schedule. Even so, I can give you a basic idea of what to expect during the project. Next slide. Construction is scheduled to begin on Monday, April 4th. At that time, the contractor will close the canal to boat traffic and the bridge to pedestrian traffic while reducing the bridge to 1 lane. Notifications for this closure will be posted in advance on the project website and sent out through a text alert system. The first phase of construction will be the installation of a temporary signalization and barriers for the traffic switch to a 1 bidirectional lane. What this means is that only 1 lane will be open at a time over the bridge. Temporary relocation of the Pinellas County potable water line will follow. During this phase of construction, there will be some disruption of service for the potable water, and this portion of work will be performed at night. All affected residents will be notified with door hangers 48 hours in advance. Next, the contractor will begin construction demolition on the south half of the existing bridge structure. The construction of the new bridge will begin early May, late June, early May, early June, and last through July of 2023. Updates during the construction will be posted on the Pinellas County website. I mentioned in the beginning noise. Obviously, there will be construction noise associated with this project, but it will be limited. The contractor cannot perform work before 7 a.m. or after 7 p.m. on weekdays without permission from Pinellas County. The contractor cannot also work on weekends or holidays without permission from Pinellas County. Should the contractor be approved for work on the weekends, a text alert will be sent to the residents. The payoff at the end of this project will be a new bridge that will be a dramatic improvement over what you have now. And we expect the entire project to be completed by July 2023. Thank you. And at this time, I'll turn it back over to Tony.
Thank you, Wes. And again, Wes is the county's construction manager for the project. Marlon and Wes will stay on as panelists for our Q&A, and I'll be joined by Rob Meador, our engineering section manager for the Capital Improvements Division. Hello, Rob.
Evening, Tony.
So now it's your turn to ask questions and offer comments. And there are 3 ways to do that in Zoom. Hang on just a second while I share a slide here. Okay, for those of you who are new to Zoom, if you move your cursor to the bottom of the screen, you'll bring up a toolbar that includes a Q&A icon and a raised hand, right where the arrow is in our slide here. The toolbar may actually be at the top of the screen if you're on a mobile device. To type in a question, click on the Q&A button and just type it into the box. We'll read and answer those aloud as we go. If you want to ask a question verbally or offer a comment, click on the raised hand icon and that will place you into a queue to be called on. And if there's anyone, I don't think there was anyone who called in, but if there is anyone who called in by telephone and you want to ask a question, all you have to do is press *9 on your phone and you'll be placed in that same queue. We're going to mix in typed questions and raised hands with the intention of getting to everybody. But we're not going to repeat questions that have already been asked and answered. The Q&A portion of our program is going to be moderated by Aaron Lawson, our transportation engineering section manager. So at this time, I'm going to turn the mic over to Aaron. Hi, Aaron.
Hey, Tony, and good evening, everyone. I have one additional request. As you come up with your questions and your comments, if you do have a comment and you call in, we ask you to limit it to 3 minutes. This is in order to give everyone a chance to express their comments and questions. And with that, we're going to go ahead and get going with the first typed in comment and question. Okay, this one is elaborate on pedestrian restrictions, please. So I'm going to go ahead and pass that on to Wesley.
All right, the pedestrian impacts will be that you will not be able to walk across the bridge during construction. There is only going to be enough room for a vehicle to get over. So that will be the only, that's the pedestrian for walking across. And then also going under the bridge, if you have any type of a boat, kayak, or whatever, that will be closed also. You will not be able to go underneath the bridge as well.
Thank you, Wesley. I'm going to feed this one to you as well. Will the fishermen be allowed, and where will they park?
During construction, nobody is allowed inside the construction site. So within that whole area, nobody will be allowed inside there to park. There will be no parking in there, no fishing during construction.
Great, thank you. A follow-up to that is going to go towards Rob. Where will the fishermen park after construction?
There really is no room for pedestrians to park within that, or for fishermen, to park within that project area, even after construction. That most of that would be within the paved surface, which would block traffic and would not be allowed, or it would be outside of that area on one of the side streets. That understand is an issue now that we may look to address in the future with no parking signs if that does become a problem.
Thank you, Rob.
Aaron, we have a couple of...
Did we have a raised hand?
We have a couple. And Cynthia, I just, I unmuted you, and you can unmute yourself and you can ask your question or offer your comment, please. Cynthia.
Take it, bless first.
Oh, I have a question. Way to limit the cars that are parking, so they park on both sides of the street and you can't get your cars through.
Are you referring to the residents parking on the street, or just fishermen in general?
Construction crews and everything. There's so much construction on Oakwood and on Buttonwood, and Plus the owners are able to get down the streets. Emergency vehicles, the trash people that come, we're not able to drive down the street. Because the trucks and cars are parked on both sides.
Wesley, can you address that in terms of construction personnel parking in the area?
Right. Our contractor and the other staff that's on site will not be blocking any sections of the road, and there will be access through there. I'm not sure of any other construction like you're talking about or any other residents and stuff, but there will be we will not be blocking anything on what we're doing. We'll be keeping it open.
Thank you, Cynthia and Wesley. And I did have another type question that kind of falls in line with this. Will delivery and construction vehicles be able to pass in the single lanes during construction? And I'll let Marlon take that question.
Yes, delivery vehicles, the lane width that we're having and maintaining out during construction of the bridge will accommodate delivery trucks.
Bike lane.
No bike lane.
Marlon, you were a little hard to hear on that. Could you repeat that, please?
Yes, during construction, the lane widths that we have proposed and will be maintained for traffic will accommodate delivery trucks.
Okay.
Yes. And just in case you didn't hear that, the answer was yes, delivery trucks as well as emergency vehicles will be able to pass through that lane.
Aaron, we have a raised hand from John and Diane Ryan. John and Diane, I'm going to unmute you here, and you have to unmute yourself, and then you can ask your question or offer your comment, please.
John and Diane, if you're able to hit that unmute button, the little microphone button.
There you go. There you go.
Are you going to take up my pavers in the driveway? I live at 902 right next to the bridge. The last time this was planned and didn't go through, they were going to take up part of my driveway.
Thank you for that question. Wesley, can you address that?
At this time, I don't believe we will be taking up your pavers. I don't see that happening unless Marlon knows something that I'm unaware of.
The driveway apron in that area will be reconstructed. Right now, the county is proposing to put back the concrete apron. If you want to take the brick pavers up and have those put back in place afterwards, that is an option.
I sent nothing on bike. Do you want to take? I know.
Thank you so much, Wesley and Marlon. We have a couple more questions about pedestrians and bicyclists. If no traffic is on the bridge, can someone walk across the bridge? 15 months is a long time not to be able to walk across a bridge. We walk and run for exercise. And then a follow-up question is, how about bike riders? Wesley, I'll direct it towards you.
Bike riders will be able to ride over as long as they follow the signalization that we'll have out there. Sure. But walking across the bridge, I'm going to say it's closed to pedestrians. If you're going to go across, it's at your own risk. But it will for physical walking traffic, it's going to be closed.
Thank you. Do we have any other raised hands, Tony?
We do, Aaron. Michelle Boudreau, I'm going to give you an opportunity to unmute yourself, and you can ask your question or offer your comment. You'll need to unmute yourself before you speak.
Okay, great. I just wanted to know the noise level because I did see in the in your slideshow the demolition. So in April, when you first start on April 4th, what is going to exactly happen during the month of April? Because of course it's Easter in there. We have visitors coming. And I just want to know, is it just signage going up? Is there going to be heavy noise? It didn't state demolition at that time. So if you could please let me know what's going to happen in April.
Yes, starting right in April, they'll be getting out there, setting up their silt fence, turbidity barriers, setting up the temporary traffic signals. doing everything to get the traffic switched over. So there won't be a lot of heavy duty construction going on right at the beginning of April. They
Mhm.
won't probably be until May, late April, early May, before we really start getting into some louder work where they start demoing the bridge, which you'll be listening to, jackhammers and saws and stuff like that as they do that demolition work.
Okay, but that is May, correct? May, June?
I would say late April, early May.
Okay. And also with that, so if we have some repair work or construction going on at our particular homes, my home is certainly affected. It's 903, right across from Jack and Diane. And so I've got two apron skirts, I believe you call them, for the driveways. And I know in speaking with Rob, he said one would be blocked at a time. So I could get out of the driveway. When do you plan on tearing that up, the driveways?
I'm not sure. I'd have to check the schedule to find out the exact time. And like I said, these schedules that we have change based on a lot of different factors. But you will always have one driveway. But we will get in contact with you before we do any type of closing of any driveway. If you have two driveways.
Okay. Is it safe to say that that the early stages in April, that stuff won't be happening? Or are you going to dig up the driveways right away?
Well, they have to put the temporary road in. So, I mean, they'll be putting, during that time, they'll do one at a time. But once the asphalt is put in, both of those driveways should be open.
And
Okay.
if I could just clarify that as well, Ms. Bedreau, you're on the south side. That's
Yes.
where the demolition will take place first. All the traffic will be on the north side. So the demolition that will take place will really be the bridge itself. Now, there will be some excavation that will come up towards your driveway and may impact the one driveway that will be blocked with the traffic barriers. Your westernmost driveway will remain open, though.
Okay. Okay. But pretty much in April, it sounds like they should be open. I know how construction works. You never know, but it sounds like the driveway should be open in April because the demo isn't really happening until the end of April, May.
Well, and we will know more. We have a pre-construction meeting scheduled with the contractor later this month. I believe that's actually on the 17th of this month. And once we have that, we will have a better schedule from the contractor, and we can relay that information onto our website, the project site.
Okay.
And you will also be given, if you sign up for the Nixel messages, for the text alerts, we can provide additional information through that method as well.
Okay. And I just want to repeat that text back. It's OWBR. Was that a 28877?
No, that's 888777.
Okay. So 3 8s and 3 7s.
Correct.
Okay. But I was correct with the 0 WBR 2.
Oh, that's not a 0. It's OWBR.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, thank you all. We'll move on to another type question. Rob, I'm going to direct this towards you, and just to kind of clarify and reiterate a little bit on fishing. After the bridge is complete, is the county able to restrict people fishing from the bridge? The fishers park randomly, and their physical presence on the bridge can be dangerous, meaning that they often stand and fish from the road or bridge.
We do not typically restrict fishing from bridges or from seawalls. However, the parking, we can definitely take a look at. We have received a complaint previously about the parking. And once the project is completed, we can ask our traffic engineering group to do a study and evaluate whether parking should be fully restricted along that portion of Oakwood Drive.
Thank you for that clarification, Rob. Tony, do we have any other raised hands? I have no more typed questions.
Aaron, we do not have any raised hands at this time. So what I think we would do here is, kind of issue a last call. If you have something that you want to ask or comment on, you can certainly type it into the Q&A box, or you can raise your hand and we'll recognize you. So we'll wait just a few seconds here to see if there are any more, Aaron. Okay, well, I'm not seeing any comments here. So we talked about the Nixel Alerts, and you should be able to see that on your screen now. And just in case you can't, the way to opt in for Nixel Alerts is to text OWBR, the letter OWBR, to 888-777. And the way that works is we send these alerts when there's like a major change in the traffic pattern, or there's a major change in construction. We don't send them out all day. We've used it a little bit with a couple of other projects very effectively. And normally they go out Monday through Friday during work hours. And again, you might be a couple of weeks where you don't even get one, but then there's a big change in the traffic pattern, and we'll send something out. It's just a way to keep up with, developments on the project. So we would certainly recommend that you opt in for the alerts. Let's see. Look at my notes here to make sure I didn't miss anything.
Tony, we had one final comment. I'll just read it aloud. It says, "Very nice presentation and information. Thank you." And we do appreciate all of you joining us tonight as well.
Awesome. And, also, as we mentioned earlier, the meeting has been recorded, and it'll be made available on a project website within a few days. And you'll be able to watch the PowerPoint there as well. So that has a lot of information on it. And there's a ton of information about the project on the project website, which you can see on the screen there, PinellasCounty.org/Oakwood Drive Bridge. So we mentioned the project website and the Nixel Alert. And one other thing here, if you guys, y'all met Rob tonight, Rob Meter, you can always contact him if you have comments or questions about the project. So we really hope you found the meeting informative tonight, and we're glad you're able to join us, and I think you're going to be really pleased with this project when it's completed. Thank you and good night.